My name is Alison and I've been reading tarot cards and developing my mediumship for quite a few years now. Now looking back, I realise I've always had something, some sort of weirdness going on. I got into tarot reading via a local course at a college, which was bizarre, but it was a beginner's course, and then I did the intermediate course, and really it was just about learning about these cards. They're like a story of the Fool's Journey to a local spiritual church, and we ended up being roped into a spiritual beginners class. I had some sort of natural connection to, I guess, what you could call the spiritual world. I started to get the impression of a pain or something that had happened to the right arm of someone in her family, and I felt that was either her mum or dad, and at the time I felt it was more her dad. So I started to describe to her that I could feel that her father may have had an accident, either on a motorbike or like an accident at work or something like that. But I knew it was a serious accident, and he had to have surgery on his arm between here, and he had metal pins or something metal inside his arm that would set off the x-ray machines at airports, and he couldn't really use these two things or move them very well, and I felt the sensation of that. It wasn't that I felt the pain, but I could feel the immobility of it. And she let go of my hand as well, and she just said, right, that's it, I've had enough, no more. And it really freaked her out, because apparently everything I said was true. That's when I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? What is this information? How am I getting it? Who is it? What is it? And it freaked me out, but in a good way, and actually, by talking to the young girl afterwards, it really helped her, because she'd been struggling at school, because she'd been bullied, she'd lost this friend of hers in the dog, and I was able to pass on messages to her of confirmation that she should carry on with her studies, and that she was going to do well, and that things would get better. And also it was comforting for her to know that the dog was still around her, or still connected to her in some way. And that's the driving force for me. That revelation, that starting point for me was a bit of an epiphany moment, where I thought, wow, this really happens. This really is true. Especially the physical phenomenon that I had, because you can't make that sort of thing up, and there was no way I could have known at all. And I also don't think because some people say, well, surely it's just mind reading, telepathy. I've been able to come up with information that people don't even know themselves. So either stuff that's coming up in the future, or stuff that their mum hasn't told them, that they have to go back and say, well, she said this, is this true? So that can't be mind reading. I still, to this day, can't fathom where this information comes from, but it feels, and this is just my personal experience, it feels like it comes from a higher entity, and also from a good place. It's a positive vibration. And in my work, if you can call it that, I've been able to do some really positive sort of spiritual therapy with people, to the point I've even saved lives of people that were suicidal and things like that. So it is mind-blowing, and it's interesting, and I still don't know the answers. I haven't got all the answers. No, I don't think anyone really has, and I think it would be arrogant to think that I do. But there does seem to be a pattern, and people do seem to be brought to me. So I don't seek out people. I don't advertise. I don't sort of try and make money or anything from this. It's more that people end up coming to me through my journey in life, and I end up enabling them to help themselves or help them through bereavement and all sorts of things like that.
Hi, my name's Caroline. I'm going to tell you about an experience that I had in this house a few years ago. Despite the fact that I am actually quite a religious person, I do believe in the afterlife, and what I witnessed that night and what I felt and heard, I can honestly say that there definitely was a presence, and that confirms what I believe all along. What actually happened was I was asleep and I had a dream that the gentleman that lived in this house prior to us had come into the house and looked at the work that we'd done. We'd extended the kitchen, we'd done some work in a loft, and this gentleman came in and looked around the kitchen and was really cross because he'd lived here for so many years. He got one of the plastic plates that my children had since they were born and effectively threw it on the floor because it was just so cross with the whole thing. And I turned to my partner at the time and I said, oh, thank goodness he didn't go up to the loft. I woke up the next morning and my partner and I were talking about it. I was saying that I'd had this really strange dream last night, and he said, well, that's really odd because I thought somebody was in the house, and I got up to investigate. He thought he heard somebody running up to a loft, and when he came downstairs into the kitchen he found a broken plate, and it was one of the plastic plates that the children used to use that I had in my dream. He isn't a believer. He thinks that you die and that's it. But he was freaked out by it, and his reaction to it was quite unusual. My reaction to it was, it doesn't surprise me at all, but actually it did make me think about the whole episode.
Hi, my name's Michelle Stakes. I do Reiki healing along with other holistic therapies. I've been doing it for over 10 years now, and I probably practice it a few times a week. Reiki is universal life force energy, that's the meaning of it. It works through, the person has a natural energy in their body, and the person who's helping with the Reiki is like an aerial basically for the person who's being having the treatment. So it taps into their natural energy and helps them to heal. So really the person who's performing the Reiki is an aerial for an energy to flow naturally through your body. So the placebo effect, I think there are people out there that believe that Reiki is just placebo, and who knows, even if it was, it still works for some people. I think with Reiki you need to believe that actually there is going to have some benefit, or you'll shut down to any healing properties that might be in your body anyway. So yes and no, really. It really is down to the individual. And has it not ever worked? I think the question is quite a relevant one as well. I think, again, if you don't believe that anything's going to work, you will automatically put a block on that. And when I've had someone like that, it's been just a relaxing experience for them. It still has some effect on them, but perhaps not as profound as it would have done had they come in with a more open mind. So yeah, it's a connection to your body's electricity, or natural electricity, and that needs to flow with relaxation.